Hi, I'm Sara Bragin, and I've worked hard for this body, so I think I'll show it.
Damn straight.
I haven't started timing it yet. In high school, I wasn't one of those girls who had a reputation, unless it was for being smart, and that didn't exactly qualify. Reputation had more to do with your body and what you did with it below the neck, even better or worse, below the waist. It's taken me more than 50 years, but I've finally earned a reputation for something that has to do with my body.
Ha!
How I eat. So what that it's at Carl's Jr. I walk through the front door into the comforting warmth of frying grease. Behind the registers, under the golden star with its smiley face, I see the order takers. Chubby Louisa and Jamal with those huge holes in his earlobes. Adolfina with her big brown eyes and brilliant white teeth flashing me her wide smile. No Dennis today. Dennis, who repeats everything you say in such a loud voice that everybody in line and behind the registers and back in the kitchen turn with each new component of your order to look at him and at you as if their heads were mounted on motorized necks. Ready, I would ask Dennis. Ready, Dennis booms, shifting his weight over to one leg and rubbing the tip of his pointer finger to warm it up for the register. I'll have a famous star. One famous star, Dennis calls out. Wrapped in lettuce, I go on a little quieter. Protein wrap, he corrects. I don't get it. What does wanting lettuce instead of a bun have to do with protein? I wonder this every time, but forget it in the din of Dennis. Today, minus Dennis, it's unusually peaceful here at Carl's without the apostrophe. Have you noticed? No apostrophe. Something else to wonder about. Today I've got Adolfina, and she's all ears. With cheese, she asks. I stop to consider. This, my one variable. Cheese, I say, but not the regular kind, the pepper jack. She nods and punches it in. Extra lettuce. I give her time to find the right key. Extra tomatoes. Extra onion. She looks up. Here's where I've got to act like I'm trying to remember what comes next. No special sauce, I say, hoping, as I always hope, that I've got it right, that I'm not confusing it with whatever they call the sauce at McDonald's, where I never go. Is there an apostrophe in McDonald's? No mayonnaise, no pickles. Adolfina looks up. Oh, I'd like some mustard, I say, as if it's an afterthought, which it isn't, since I order the same exact thing every single time. And jalapenos, she adds. Oh my God. Am I famous here for how I order? She shakes her head yes, explaining I can be assured she's got my order right, but turning to the kitchen behind her, she shrugs as if to rid herself of any responsibility for how they might screw it up. No, they usually get it right, I say. Oh, and the small fries, I add, along with a quick senior discount, please. I ask about Dennis, and she slices her flat hand across her throat. Too much noise. I pay with my American Express card and walk with my plastic number 57 to my favorite table in the back room, which is where you're less likely to run into the guy who sits with his Coke and converses with the empty chair in front of him, or the older man in a hand-knit sweater vest. Don't ask me why, but I'm pretty sure he's Armenian. mumbles to himself. Back here, you might find nobody and be able to eat in blessed quiet. Or run into the guys who work in the service department of Honda down the street, laughing and elbowing each other. The high school couple with their hormones wafting through the air at me, too busy gazing at each other even to text. Or the 3 Japanese couples on an outing, the women with their salt and pepper hair carefully set at the beauty parlor. When they get up to leave, the husband of the woman in a walker stays close behind her, carrying her pocketbook over his arm. Maria, who walks around with a dour look. Did you know D-O-U-R is pronounced dour? Anyway, Maria with her dour look, it's educational, that always has me trying to get her to smile, brings my tray minus the fries. A minute later, Adolfina returns my tray to me with the biggest order of French fries ever to fit into a small fries envelope. Don't worry, she says, same price. I think about the maitre d' who used to greet us at Pavillon, when Jerry Della Femina, my boss, would take me out for a late supper after work. I was in my 20s then. Our office was on Madison Avenue, and I'd order steak tartare. With extra capers, please. And a vodka martini. Plenty of onions. I wasn't a vegetarian then, and you might think I'm not one now. The famous star with jalapenos at Carl's is my exception. Don't ask me about that either. Today there will be no taxi ride down to the village. Just my Subaru Forester with the new dent in the back bumper to get me home. And I no longer can eat late at night without waking up the next morning with a hangover. Still, across all these decades, when it comes right down to it, the more that things change, the more they've stayed the same.